Hey there folks, today we're going back to Everest Base Camp to see what happens when we used the breatheway device up at extreme altitudes. So we actually went to Everest Base Camp and I got hired by the Nepali National mountain bike team. So we decided to go check out Mount Everest and to see what would happen when we used the breatheway device up at extreme altitudes. So here we are at Everest Base Camp, 5,100 meters above sea level, and I'm really struggling here. I got headache, brain fog, nausea, shortness of breath. You can see my blood oxygen is really low. Normally it's around 99 to 100% back home. So let's see what happens when we start using the breatheway device in this state. A few key points to keep in mind here. I start out at 70% blood oxygen level, and once the bag is normalized, my stable CO2 is around 3.5 to 4.5 kilopascals, which is around normal. If you see, almost immediately my blood oxygen starts to climb. Now what's happening here is at altitude, the air that you breathe is under much less pressure, and so the distance between the molecules, is just farther and farther apart the higher you go. This means that you're breathing just less oxygen in each breath. So you have to breathe more volume of air to get enough oxygen. The problem here is that when you breathe harder, you're forced to breathe off too much CO2, which is not a good thing. It causes hyperventilation. Now, what the BWB is doing is allowing me to breathe enough volume of air that I can vacuum up the available oxygen in the room around me without blowing off all of my CO2, stopping that chronic hyperventilation from occurring. So you can see that my blood oxygen has continued to rise and is almost back to normal, while the symptoms that I was feeling have all but completely gone away. It returns me back to baseline physiology in this otherwise life-threatening environment. This all without using oxygen tanks or drugs or any other intervention. I'm just breathing with the device. Now, the team that I was mountaineering with were so impressed by the results, they all started using the device at least twice a day with me. We would do this once in the morning before breakfast and again right before bed, which allowed us to function quite easily at this altitude. The benefits being the lack of acute mountain sickness symptoms. This lasted between 4 to 6 hours. If we started to feel the AMS symptoms, we would just take 5 minutes to do a quick BWB set, resaturate our blood, and onwards we go.